So for those of you that don't know us, I'm Antoinette, and I'm an intuitive healer and an author of my Pain to Purpose Healing Oracle, which I'll be using tonight. So Cara and I do these once a month, for normally the first Sunday of the month, and we do a little energy update, and then we jump into individual readings. So if you would like an individual reading, we do ask for a donation of your choice, and Kaya is actually putting the link into the comments now. Hopefully that works. We had a few hiccups last month, and I was given the opportunity to do the live on my own, and I decided to take it because from experience I know if you don't take the opportunity up, the universe will send you something again. So it was a very big February for me as well. And Kaya and I's topic for February was value, and boy did that come in for me. Everything was around self-worth, everything was around boundaries, everything was about honoring and stepping into our power and setting healthy boundaries where there's an equal exchange. And I had a lot of opportunities. I'm going to call them opportunities now, not challenges anymore, to step up to the plate and take the opportunity and set my boundaries, speak my truth, and actually value myself and speak of what I'm willing to tolerate and what I'm not willing to tolerate, and also speak when I feel not valued, or actually cutting the cord. I did a lot of cord cutting, so much cord cutting in February. It was like all the people were lining up from my past. I went into a meditation and all these people were lining up, and I had to cut the cords with each of them. But with some of them, it was really difficult, and I had to do little rituals where I wrote letters, and I burnt them, or I had Epsom salt baths, or then there were other ones where I just had heartfelt conversations, just letting go of all the anger and the resentment and the projection, and actually going into our heart space. And so that was my February. It's been a very big February, but I really feel like I'm just reading Sandy's comment, Kaya, and she's written, February was challenging. I also had a health issue in the last week of February, and I'm healing. Yeah, we are all healing.
And very on physical level as well. There were a lot of people having health and physical issues. And we get an amount of massive new energies and light codes in, and the earth itself is really kind of shaken.
Oh, definitely. And I know physically tonight, like today, I wake up quite sore in my spine. So I know that I'm trying to integrate all these new codes, and my body is just, and then releasing this cord cutting, has been massive on my physical body, but my energy is so much better. Like my not my physical energy, but my energetic, like my energy is actually a lot better by cutting these cords. So it's been a huge, huge, huge journey. So I just want to say hi to Stephanie. Hey,
hi,
welcome,
Stephanie.
So thank you for joining. So March. Kai, did you want to talk a little bit about your February before we jump onto March?
No, yeah, I can just, my February was really, a big lesson what COVID told me was to relax, to let go of all, I put a lot of pressure on myself, what I want to give out and do, and my body was just saying, no, you don't do nothing, you sleep, you relax, you surrender to what is, to feel what's going on here, and your body is the focus. And what I found interesting, because I make these mini readings, and I think one of the lines for February was, February will going hot. And I was, I have fever. Interesting.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, right. All right. And I think hot was what a metaphor for wild and hot, and there's going a lot of stuff on, but for me it was really so personal. And with the floatings, it's interesting because I had channeled that there will be floatings on March somewhere on Earth, and you have the floatings. And it's like a circle as well, you know. You started the bushfires were before COVID, then COVID, and now the purification.
Yeah, we had this massive purification when we had the bushfires, and then COVID, and now another purification. And like I said earlier, the light that is coming out of this destruction is people uniting together. And that is a really beautiful thing, much needed, like in my country, but also on a global scale, obviously, with what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia. And we send out love and healing to all those people that have lost their homes and have lost their lives and loved ones and all that too. So we just pray and send them healing as well. So much going on in the world, so much.
And there's so beautiful thing, you know. I read about what people do for Ukraine and what's going on, and saw a picture of a Russian woman in Moscow in the tramway in the colors of Ukraine. So these little pieces, a lady, an American lady who has rented an Airbnb from a single person in Ukraine, that she said, I will not go there. And this person had put in people who lost their homes because of the war. And things like that, so creative and so beautiful, because she wanted to get sure that her money is helping directly and not with the organization. Sometimes you don't know when
not
you
being
donate.
taken by the charity.
Yes. And there is a lot of misuse as well. Not all, but there is.
There is.
And this
is
so
definitely
heartwarming for me and beautiful what is happening on a heart level at the moment.
Yeah, me too. Like, my heart has been burst open. I can probably say Kaya's heart's been burst open. And we're all in the process of our heart just bursting open. And this is like the new beginning, that the topic for March, because that's what we really feel like is going to be the topic. But I did do a little newsletter. I did an official newsletter this month, and I'm going to endeavour to do it every month. So if you want to subscribe to that newsletter, please go onto my website, www.AntoinetteTompson.com, and please subscribe, and you'll be added to the list so that you can get a lot of the information that's coming through about my deck and when it's going to be available, and also some little blog posts and all that whenever they come through. But yeah, we're going to talk about March. So new beginnings, people. So I feel at the same time excited, but at the same time, obviously feeling the heaviness of what's going on here in Australia, what's going on in the world. And we were talking before about, you know, the duality and the light and the dark. But I want to show you the card that I had pulled out from my deck for March. And it's this card here. And it's the conviction card. And I wrote about this in the newsletter, but if you look at the picture, it's like the phoenix is rising from the ashes. So, and now we can be like an observer rather than being caught up in the cycle and caught up in the pain. We actually have an opportunity to close that cycle. And I think it's really important. And that's what I had experienced in February, where I had to cut a lot of cords with people that were no longer aligned. And it's actually finding the strength and finding the self-worth and the value to go forward with that, to actually say, okay, I feel like this person is toxic, or I feel like this is misaligned, and going and closing that cycle. So I think for March, it's going to be like the fire that is in our hearts, like the passion, what lights you up. You know, what do you really want from life? Now that you're stepping into your power, allow that passion, you know, a heart-centered power, not coming from authority or from anger or from resentment was a big one that I had to deal with personally. which I didn't really realize the depth of until I actually allowed myself to go in. So it was a very hard experience, but it was a very beautiful experience. So, and I love that we can share so openly. You know, we all share stories here, and it's really beautiful that each of us can, you know, interact together. So yeah, so I really resonate with this card for March, the Phoenix rising. So being the observer, not having the cords, like not having the energetic cords or the triggers anymore, but finding a place of neutrality and being able to observe, to look down and see, to look from above, like down, to see the lessons and the wisdom that we have learned from that pain or that suffering or COVID or whatever you've experienced in February, and actually see the light that comes from that darkness, and then being able to spread your wings and just fly. So this card, when this card came out, it really resonated. And I did this reading earlier in the year where I did one card for every month. So this came out in January. So yeah, so I'm going to go back every month and look at that. But in terms of numerology, March is a 9. So it's all about, if you are still hanging on to karmic contracts, if you are still hanging on to certain people or things, we have the choice to close them now. And it's our choice because we always have free will. So 9's about completion and closing. So it's time for new beginnings. It's time to start anew from a different place. We have to start from a different place, and it has to be from our hearts. And we've gone through the 2022 portal, and then we had the 22 portal, and so many twos.
And the 3-3
about
portal.
relationships. And then the 3-3 portal. So we've gone through so many portals, and for me and for all of us, it's been a lot about relationships and the divine feminine, and sitting with our emotions and allowing ourselves to feel our emotions and then integrate them, so that when we relate, we don't relate from a place of projection, we relate from a place of neutrality. So yeah, and very much on balancing feminine, balancing masculine, feminine emotions, action, grounding, and then intuition. So that was what came through. And when Kaya sent me her artwork, and I always get a little like channeled message, so I just want to quickly read that out, and then I'll pass over to Kaya. So looking at Kaya's art, and I don't know if she has that picture because she's not home. So
I got it with me.
You have it?
Yeah, because maybe I paint here.
Awesome.
So this
awesome.
is
There you
the
go.
March one, the blue one.
So when I looked at that, this is what came through. From a place of clear and healthy boundaries, from a place of balance and passion, and a passion that is truly aligned with our heart and soul, we will shine. So that's what came through when I was meditating on Kai's picture. So yeah, so that's my little rundown for March. So I feel excitement. I feel if we can actually look past the darkness and see where the light shines in the dark, if we can do that, and we can, I guess, be that phoenix, like be that phoenix rising from the ashes, and think of all the wisdom and how far we've come, and how much knowledge, and look at the lessons that we've learned from what we've gone through. So yeah, so I shall pass on to Kaya, and Katharina's actually said about a lot of old traumas reactivated, yeah, and needed to be looked at, absolutely, as uncomfortable as they were.
Yeah.
Remembering from all, and now this feeling this should not be anymore. Yeah, I agree. It's beautiful, Katharina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Kaya.
Antoinette. First of all, Katharina has donated as well. I will read so that you now listening at the moment who has donated, and we will start with Sarah when she's still awake. If not,
yes,
Sarah will do a reading at the end. Then Anca, Sandy, and Katharina. Stephanie, if you want a reading, please have a look at the donation link and send us as well a written phrase. I want a reading, please. This is to allow us to
Permission.
Yes, giving permission. And what was interesting when you were speaking about closing cycles, I started last year the cycle to paint for the full moon and the new moon for the astrological signs. And there are two paintings missing. So this cycle is not closed because I didn't do the full moon in Leo because I decided I relax, it's more important. And I think the full moon in Taurus is missing, and I will have a look because I want to finish the cycle. I don't know at the moment what I do with the moon readings, to be honest, because it's really a lot of work. But this is, I'm on many points as well of new beginnings and doing things different and doing things from another place, less a place of doing and more letting things flow and come and following impulses. And it's not so easy when you're used to do and have a schedule. I like to have a schedule. And what is interesting, when, as you mentioned, that you did a reading, for all months this year. And last year I had finished at this point of time this painting already. And this year, obviously not. And it is unfolding, really. It is interesting. You can see that March now is going into June and November. So this is really something. I just wanted it to paint in March and April. No, February and April. Then, well, obviously everything is different. And I will read quickly my reading I did. And then we go into the personal ones. So what I channeled while I was painting for March. Purification and cleaning. February was massive on every level and had brought much up. Now it's up to us to clean all that, to sort out, to bring it in a new order. Where's our space now? Our place? Where are we now? February was as intense as 2090 until 2022 put together in a month. The unpacking will go on in March, just one layer deeper. The energies of March are feeling like a whirlwind, as if we are pulled in different directions. It's up to us to stay firmly grounded and well-centered in ourselves and Mother Earth. She carries us, she supports us, whatever is happening. She protects us. We just have to let her. We just have to let us sink in her warm arms of a mother. Most of March is Pisces season, emotions water. I can feel floatings and storms on parts on the earth and universal cleaning. Pisces is the last sign in the cycle of the astrological year. The last chapter of the old wants to be finished and closed before the new chapter opens fully up. We have the equinox on March 20th, the beginning of Aries season, marks the beginning of the new astrological year. What do you still have to finish? Which chapter to close? You will get some invitations in March to have a deeper look and feel. And is something missing? The rest is we will get informations in dream space as well. Dream space will go really wild and vivid.
Yeah, I have it here, Kaya. It says important message. Yeah, so I love it how we help each other out. Like when we don't even know that we're doing it. Where did you get up to? Because I was just writing people's what they wanted for the reading. You will get some invitations in March to have a deeper look.
And to feel.
Important messages will come in dream state. I don't normally print this out, so I printed it out today. Important messages will come in dream state. Watch your dreams and be open to expect the unexpected.
Thank you,
I
Antoinette.
love it.
Perfect.
You're welcome. And you know what? I just want to shout out to the people that came and joined last month when I had to do it on my own. Thank you for your support, and it is so much better and much more fun having Kaya with me and us doing this together. So yeah, so thank you. And I've just added so Dani and Chris would like a reading. So Chris is with Dani. So hey Dani, hi Chris. We've got a list happening. So before we start, I think we'll just go quickly through the list so that people know what order they're in. We will get to you. And I've also written down, Kaya, that Anca would like to have a reading around her living situation. And Sandy would like to know what to work on in March.
To work on, and what her work situation.
And her work situation, yeah.
So for the others, if you have special questions like this, please read them down. And Zara is still there, so we'll start with Zara.
We'll start with Zara. And
Antoinette,
Zara,
yeah.
Yes.
I just want to have a look with you which cards you have today, that we don't double them, because I have a look.
Sure, that's a good idea. So, okay, Zara is open to whatever God wants for her highest good at the moment.
That's
all right. So Zara, we'll start with you in a moment. So I'm going to be using my deck. And so the first card will come from my deck. I've been given guidance that I have to draw 2 cards for everyone. So the first card will come from my deck, and then the second card will be from this one. I have 2 brand new decks, so I'm so excited to use them. So this one's called the Light Seas Tarot by Chris Ann. So I'm pretty sure you probably don't have that one.
No, I don't have that.
And this other one is from Carl Gray, and it's the Gateway of Light Activation. So this is a new one.
Beautiful.
So I'm really excited. So the first one will come from my deck. The second one will come from whatever one I'm.
Okay, so you work with these 3 decks, or have you others as well?
3, that's it.
Okay, and I show you what I have for today. I have the Elemental Oracle.
I bought that one too.
Then Mystical Moments, the German version, Mystische Momente.
Beautiful.
The Muse that you have also, the Muse Tarot. And I have a new one, a French one, L'Oracle Leveil Intuitive.
Ooh, sounds very romantic.
Yes, it is. Oh, so I just wanted to mix languages. Okay.
Beautiful. So we're mixing languages and mixing. So I'm really excited to use my deck, but I'm also excited to use.
So you start.
Okay, Zara. Beautiful Zara. February was a big month for you. So let's have a look. So the first card is I'm feeling that it's where you are in the present. And then when we relate to the new beginnings subject, I feel like the second card, this is for me individually what I've been guided to do today. So Kai's probably doing something completely different, but maybe not, because we're always in tune. And then the second card is like the new beginning, what's going forward. So like a bit of a future thing. So, okay, Zara, your first card. So present. What does God want Zara to know? Okay. So Zara, and I think we'll probably swap between cards, because most of the time we're all the time we're very, very aligned. So Zara, the first card that come out where you are at the moment is silence. So what I'm getting is that you've been through a lot in the last, month, maybe a bit over a month. And now they want you to slow down they want you to sit in some silence and actually center yourself. They're saying, take all the wisdom that you have gained from the last month or so, or 6 weeks. They're saying 6 weeks, and I know that's significant for a reason. Take all the knowledge and all the lessons that you have learnt from those dark days. And I know that you're doing this already. So very much a present card, in the sense that you've sat with a lot, you've had a lot of realizations, you've had a lot of lessons. So now I feel like it's a time of, if you notice on the cards, the throat chakra is missing. So the card is about sitting in silence and not actually speaking, but integrating. The word that's coming through for you, Zara, is integrating. Integrating, embodying, grounding, just stopping. Like they're just saying, Zara, just stop. You've done everything. Sorry, and I'm getting a bit of emotional because saying your mother is very proud of you. And sorry, guys, I'm having an empath moment. She's very proud of you, Zara, because you respected and honoured her and her traditions. And there is so much, so many realizations and so much hope. And there's a lot of change in opinions, and there's a lot of respect that you always deserved, but respect that you were not always given. And now it's time for you to absorb that and actually integrate it and center it in silence. That's what I feel like this card is showing. And it's this process that you've been through, it's going to be very cleansing. It's actually very cleansing. And it's going to allow the new beginning to come through. It's the close again. It's a close of a cycle. It's a close of a lot of past trauma. It's the fulfillment of a contract. That's what they're saying, a fulfillment of a contract, and you could not have fulfilled it better than what you did. So own it, sassy lady, and be proud of yourself, because it's time now for you to embody all of that and to integrate all of that and that wisdom, to be that phoenix rising from the ashes. So I'm going to give over to Kai to see what her card is, and then I'll come back and draw another card for you. So hope that resonates, Zara. Okay, I can't hear Kaya.
Now.
Yes.
I muted my sound while I was mixing the cards.
Oh.
So Zara wrote that she's crying.
Oh, I know.
And we are with you. And I pulled a card from the French deck, as you're speaking French as well. And it relates very to, it is a candle.
Oh.
And what I see in this card, it is like, this is your mother, the light, the earthy light has finished. I mean, when you see she's going up now in such lighter form of being. And what I see in this card is all the blessings you see coming through you, through this event also to you. It is as if she's sitting there on a cloud, your mother, and sending miracles to you.
Oh, beautiful.
And what I feel, this quietness and this card as well, something really to step back, go inwards, relax. You have worked so hard in the last years on every level, very practical, physical, as also on all this inner work you did, and to give you time to rest and to recharge. I think in Canada, spring will come soon, and use the time when the weather is not good really to relax, to do nothing, to just snuggle with Nico and sleep and meditate and center.
Yeah.
This I see this in the card as well, a really centering and refine your contact with your emotions. Just an acknowledging, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that information. Just acknowledge what's going on in you. I give to Antoinette. I have a second card as well. We will have a look how this will.
They just told me that I was using the wrong deck, so I'm going to use this one. So, no, okay. So this one for new beginnings. So this is for like what you can look forward to, Zara. So this one's from the Kyle Gray deck. I was using the other one, but they said no, it has to be this one. So I do as I'm told. So this is your card, Zara. I know you're overcome with emotion right now, because so am I, and I'm trying to find the words to speak. And, you know, we've shared a lot together about this topic. And you can't read it. I'll read it out to you. Don't worry. So it's the divine matrix. So, this is the first time I've used these cards, but it's interesting because we always talk about the matrix and we talk about the 3D matrix, but I have been downloading this image for a while now about all these little lights coming on all over the world, like on a global scale. And this is what I thought of when I saw this picture. So it's called the divine matrix. And look at the beautiful purple. It's called interconnectedness, synchronicity. And you said to me, you asked for what God wanted you to know. And it doesn't, and the word is not coincidences, but God in incidences, God incidences. So, and the words are not coming out because I'm being very emotional right now, but we'll just go with it. So look at that beautiful sphere and look at the light that is in the middle there. And it's the perfect card for you, Zara, because it's like that, it's like a vortex, and this new beginning is just spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's going to bring you so much interconnectedness. And I love the sacred geometry. I'll bring it closer to the camera so hopefully you guys can see it a bit better, but the writing's quite small, but that's what the writing said. But look at that beautiful light in the center, and I love it how it relates to also the candle, like the picture in Kaya's card. Yeah, so it's like the light from the flame, and I feel very much like at the moment the elements, like the natural elements, are all coming together. I really feel that this month. And it's like the, you know, the force of the wind, like the air, and then there's the light, so you can say that's the fire, and then there's all these interconnected souls that are just lighting up all around the world. And I really think this is and it's called the divine matrix, and it's a very different way to use the word matrix, because we say the matrix is a 3D matrix and it's the rat race and it's what, you know, the conditioning and it's everything that, but this is the divine matrix. So it's going to a higher consciousness and a higher level of understanding. And I think you're already on that path, Sarah, because you've understood so much more. You're much more connected to your mum, connected to yourself, connected to your feelings, connected to all that wisdom, and closing that cycle of pain, and then seeing the light that's coming out of the darkness. And I just see it swirling, and it's to me, it's movement. It's like there's a momentum. This new beginning will come in, and there's a momentum, and more light will shine, and your light will shine, and you're in the center, like you're in the center here. And then there's all of this interconnectedness and synchronicity and God incidences. So that's a beautiful word. Rather than saying coincidences, we say God incidences. So yeah, very much a beautiful energy there for your new beginning, Zara. And God wants you to know that He's with you, and you are divine, and we are all connected, and we are all connected through our heart space. And this is what this beautiful sacred geometry to me is reflecting, and so much light around it, and the beautiful purple, you know, the third eye, and being able to clearly see. So yeah, so looks like it's 2 cards each tonight for everyone. So, or however we're guided, but that's how I was guided. So Kaya can give the wrap up now, I think.
Yeah, got another card, but you know, the geometry in the middle is the flower of life.
Flower of life. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and what I found interesting again, you know, you had this chakra, the card, and the candle, what was really something straight. And there we have a round form.
That's
and have
right,
a look.
yeah.
And Sarah said, I saw that there's the divine mother. Have a look, Sarah. I pulled the divine mother.
You pulled the divine.
The card is called Cave and Protection. And what I see, and with Antoinette's card, the coincidence of the round form again. And here you have really the womb, the mother, the creation of the divine feminine. And what I feel with this card, that the more you go inwards, the more you will create, or it will create itself. Have a look. Here is really, it is growing. Something is growing while this woman is protected and going inwards. And I see with the movement of your card, Antoinette, that you go inwards in yourself, you connect more and more with really your inner life. And while you do this, is going out and like an Antoinette's card, this spiraling out, your energy is spiraling out, and you will have impulses and follow them, but not out of your head. It is so, and you stepped in this in the last time already. You know what to do. You will know what to do in every given moment by being connected with yourself. And this is not a doing from this doing place. It is a doing out of deep guidance of your soul. And this will be so much easier and more in flow than the doing out of our heads. I can tell you. I'm stopped at the moment.
Me too. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's significant too that spring is coming in Canada, and look at like the green and how things are growing. So I think from within you will grow without, like it'll grow outwards.
We have these lights going out again on this card, and little bees, I think, are beings.
Oh,
birds.
beautiful.
You know, the same light is in your card and in the candle card.
So they're your cards, Zara. So
I would say miracles ahead of you.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful new beginnings for you with so much wisdom that you've collected.
Yeah.
I really want to say things will not be the same for you, Zara.
No.
So ever again, but in a good way, in a very, very good way. So I hope that helps, Zara. We love you. Thank you again for
Yes.
staying up very late.
And have a good night.
Can go sleep. You can go and have a rest. And much love to Nico and you.
So she's right. Bees. Maybe it's. I think. I don't know what these animals are. Sarah, it feels like bees or little elves or birds or. I think they're bees as well. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Zara. So just for everyone else that is waiting for their reading, shall we just give, so next is Anca.
Anca, then Sandy, Katharina, Dani, and Chris.
Great.
And please, if you have special questions, ask them. And for Anca, we had the questions, the living situation.
And she wants to know whether if she has to move, it's complicated, but what she has to do because she's at her wit's end. And also, Anca, we send you healing as well. Hopefully you're doing a lot better physically. So many people have had physical issues.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Kaya?
Yes. Anca, you will get the German deck at first. Living situation. So, well, today my card's going wild. Interesting. There are two cards popping out. I will show them both. And one is saying all is well, and the other says so close to heaven. So this one is all is well, and this one is so close to heaven. What I get with these cards, it's interesting because there's a lot of air and lightness. So this is just an information. So really watch your dreams. You will get really worthwhile informations in dream state. Have a little booklet near to your bed and write down what you get, even when you don't understand at that moment. Write your dreams down. This is just a very practical information. And then what I found interesting, these both cards, that there's no earth. Everything is happening in the air, in a headspace, I would say. And that there, when I relate them to where you are, so you are very open here, you have amazing visions, you see how you want to live. You have it so clear here. And there is like a missing connection to materialize it to the earth. Mm-hmm. So there's power in these visions and a great creativity. And she tries to make a connection with the earth. But do you see how thin that is? And what I feel, what you need at the moment is really grounding exercises. Really, how can you come more to earth? And when you do that, there might a trauma show up, and maybe you need support to go through this. I don't know. Because I ask, why are you staying there? What is the obstacle to go, or the challenge to go to Earth? And there's like a remembrance in your system that it is dangerous to be on Earth. Something happened in this lifetime, in another lifetime, I don't know. And this is holding you away. This is holding you in the safe space, you know, up there. There you're safe. You can create everything. But it will not manifest on Earth as long as you don't go to Earth. And this means in your physical body as well. Really anchor yourself, anchor your soul in the physical body. So the first step would be to have a look when you do grounding exercises, and I don't know if you have some for yourself, or if it is just sitting on the earth, connecting, feeling earth in your hand. I don't know. Have a look. You will find what you need in this realm. And then being aware what is happening in your body, and which moment you fly away again in this realm. And if fear is coming up, a feeling of being totally lonely, I got this. It is not that dramatic as it feels for you, because it is a remembrance in your system and you are not any longer threatened. The danger is actually not there. So this is just to say to you what you can say to yourself. You're not in danger to lose your life, not any longer. And I will give to Antoinette and have a look with another card. Antoinette, if you get something to this, you have something to the topic. So the informations I get, you can't manifest on Earth what you want to manifest on Earth until you go to Earth and to accept your human existence. And they need something to be cleared to go to that point. I give to Antoinette.
Yeah. Thank you, Kai. Yeah. Okay. So I think I may be able to shed some more light on that one. So Anca. So the first card I drew from my deck, and the card is pattern. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the picture, and I'm feeling it very in my body, very much so. And I was listening to what Kaya was saying about you being, and I'll explain this further when I show you the next card, but let's just focus on this one. So I very much am also receiving that there is a pattern, a belief system, an old trauma, whether or not it's happened in this life or a past life. My feeling and what I'm receiving, and it is a past life that you need to cut the cord to. You need to go in, and you may need some help, and you know we're always here to help you, Anca. I've, from my experience with past lives and doing, you know, past life meditations with clients, a lot of our patterns, and when Kaya talks about soul remembrance, and you know, your soul is remembering this trauma or this pattern or this belief system. And it can either happen from a situation or a circumstance, or it can be an ancestral pattern that is passed through your genetic coding. Either way, whether it's genetic, excuse me, or whether it's a past life situation, there is a rising of fear. There's a very strong pattern of fear. Now, whether or not that was instilled in you from your ancestors or perhaps your parents and their belief systems, or whether your soul has remembered that from a past life where this fear was very traumatic, or there was an instance or a circumstance or a relationship or something that happened in that past life, and it feels like that there is, before you can sort this out, before you find what this is, there's always going to be a block. And it's almost like with your living situation, like we know that you had moved not that recently, but recently, and you're asking whether you need to move again. I think they're using a metaphor for you in the movement is not so much the movement of moving house, but it's the movement within yourself in shifting this pattern that is holding you back and triggering you to have this giving up feeling, this I'm never going to get what I want. Because it's all, like I said, it's all up in dream space or in the air. So and you're not being able to manifest it because this pattern is what's in the way. I really feel that that's what it is. And they're telling me that you really need to deal with whatever this pattern is that is stopping you, because it is a major block in your manifestation and in your ability to manifest your dreams or your thoughts into action.
Reality. Yeah.
Into reality, because we create our own reality. And this seems, and it goes with the energy of March, Anca, because it's a new beginning, and we can't begin anew if we are still connected to what blocks us or triggers us. And there is something specific. I feel that there is something very specific, and my feeling is that it's in a past life and your soul has remembered that, and the pattern is being repeated. And the universe is now giving you the opportunity to stop that pattern, to first of all, to actually acknowledge what the pattern is, to find the pattern, to find the root cause of it, and then to work with releasing it, integrating the knowledge of it. And then the next card, interestingly enough, and I do not know much about tarot, but this is the other card that has come out for you, the Ace of Swords. But I do know that swords is connected to air, and you would know this because I know that you do tarot, Anca. So air is communicated through the element, air is communicated through the suit of swords. And it's all about the mind and your thoughts and your ideas. And I just jotted this down when Kaya was channeling. It's about how you communicate and how you think. And if you think of the cards that Kaya, would you please put up the cards that you got? So it was very much about thought. And look, we have the head here, we have the mind, and the mind is spiraling. And then, but in the center of the mind, we have the light. So what I think this means is, and if you look, it looks like a staircase. So I think you have to actually, so going with the air and like not having the earth involved. And I love it how it always synchronizes. How Kaya said about the air and how you can't manifest it. And my camera is playing up and I have no idea where all that light is coming from. Wow. Okay. I have no idea what happened, but obviously that's a sign that we're on the right track. So it's like you've got to start going up the staircase. And I believe the staircase is digging deeper into what your belief system or your pattern or your trigger is for not being able to manifest it into the physical reality. And then start climbing that staircase. And I love how like there's a face on both of Kaya's cards as well as my card. And then there's the staircase, and it's like this, the mind, the brain. So it's all about, thinking and ideas, and it's about your ideas manifesting into reality. So I think you need to start taking the steps, like going up the steps, taking the steps, declaring this pattern, whatever it is. And then you start from the outside, you go within, it's like a spiral staircase. take each step, take one step at a time. They're saying to me, don't make any rash decisions. Like, don't say, I have to move out. I have to move out, because you will just take the pattern with you. The pattern has to be acknowledged. Then take the steps, go into the middle, and then you will have this beautiful light shining out. And that will be your guide to the new beginning. So I think Kaya has another card. So we'll go there and see what she can wrap it up.
Yeah, it's, I think you're open for really getting some truth today. Because I pulled the tarot card as well, and it's the 8 of Voices from the Muse Tarot. And
oh, look at that.
Yeah, my first thing, it was a heavy card, but it is really relating to the card of Antoinette. And what I see here, can you see she's really attached, this woman? And when Antoinette told about ancestors, I got goosebumps. There was something resonating, and have a look if this is resonating for you, because I see really like you have this openness here, you have these visions, you have a really good connection to source as well. So there's really something open and free. And I can see you sitting there having these visions, even seeing how you will live in some years. You have visions, and then you're coming back in your reality, and you're so frustrated why this is not manifesting. You're so frustrated, and it is like you are like attached. See how she's nailed. She can't move, this woman. She sees a light there coming in, and she can't move. And what I want to say to you, you know, this card here is saying all is well. So you are strong enough to go through this, and your soul has chosen to end this pattern. Obviously, now is the moment. And that you trust, you know, what is in these cards as well is this beautiful connection to the universe, to your angels. You're not alone when you go through this. The light is always there, even this, what is for me a mirror, how you feel in your frustration nailed down, and you can see the light, but it is not manifesting. You can't manifest it for this moment of time. My feeling is you're standing in front of doing this step to go through this fear. There's a lot of fear in your system, in the cell memories really, and go through this. And maybe in a session, I don't know if it would be easier to have some support with that, or with a friend, or maybe make an exchange with Christiana. I don't know. Think about how you can, what would help you to make this step, to come to earth fully, to come to earth fully. And I can say, but you know, I'm standing outside. The fear is in your system, but the fear is not any longer real. It feels real for you, because the cells remembering this fear, but you are not threatened in this lifetime. You're not in danger. Well, this is what I have for you, and that it is time to leave this position.
Yeah, to leave this pattern behind.
Yes.
You have to identify it first. But when we talk about the fear, what I received, Anca, was that the fear does not belong to you. It's not actually yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's been handed down to you. And an ancestral healing would probably help, or a past life session would help. Or, you know, if you want to sit with it yourself, you can sit and ask for guidance about, ask if you can actually ask your guides to help you identify this pattern. Or if you would like support, you know where we are, and we would be happy to support you. So,
and you know, this what you see, this energy, this beauty, this lightness, this grace is possible to live on earth.
yeah, in that way.
In that way, in this beauty, in your beauty, in this lightness as well. This is something your system don't know for this moment of time, doesn't know. I hope this is helpful. It is not the most light reading we give you. I can just tell you when this information is coming through, you're ready to receive them. You have the force, you have the power, and you had COVID as well. So maybe there was something already preparing in your system, in your physical body, because COVID taught me a lot about my physical body. And I'm in a process still to identify what's going on here, what I hold since long in my really physical existence. And it is time to let this go.
Yeah. And actually, I think it's exactly the right time for you to look at this, Anca, because you need to close this cycle of this pattern, you know, forgive or let it go, release it, and you need to find out what it is first. But it will then start the new beginning for you. You will have the freedom. It will be much clearer. Like you'll see you'll have that. You have that light within you, but at the moment you just need to make the steps to get to it. So please write if that resonates, Anca. We send you so much love.
Yes.
And remember that the triggers is where we grow. Triggers are activations, even though they're very uncomfortable.
Yes. And March will send you one invitation after the next one to go there. You know, it's so, we're in such intensity, and the challenge is that it brings so much up, and the beauty is that these intense energy are supporting us as well. And it's for us. All this is for us, because it's like the universe say, it's time now. We want to create new earth here, and you are one of the important persons to create it. So do your homework.
We're all here because we chose to be here at this time. So we all have a role. You know,
what we heal in us, we heal for the world. Really.
And you stop the pattern.
Yes.
Continuing. And that is very important.
You deserve to live this on earth.
You do. Yes. You are very deserving.
And you have such a deep longing to live this on earth. Okay.
Love and light, Anca.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So I've just gone through the comments, and Stephanie, thank you for your donation. And she has the situation where it's 2 a.m. and we thank you so much for staying up so late to watch us. And, you know, lots of love, Stephanie. So, and it's okay if you can't stay awake, but Sandy has been very generous and allowed us to do your reading first. So
Katharina, this concerns you as well. I hope it's okay for you. We do Stephanie first, so she can go to bed, and then Sandy, and then you.
Yeah. And in any case, Stephanie, if you can't stay up, you can always watch the rest of it on the replay.
Replay, and we will post the cards as well in the comment section. Photos of the cards, you can see them in the comments after that.
Okay.
So we go with Stephanie.
Go with Stephanie. And Stephanie wants to know what God wants me to know for her highest and best good. So.
Okay. You start?
Yep. Stephanie, the first card from my deck, and then I'll draw another card. So this is the representation of what God wants you to know in this moment, for the present, for your highest and best good. Whoa. Wow. So Stephanie, time for you to fly. So it's interesting, you know, the different energy when we read for different people, and it's and it literally flew out. Like this card literally flew out. Oh, Stephanie, it's totally, thank you. So the fly card just flew out of the deck. So this is what God wants you to know right now, Stephanie. It's time for you to fly. So I'm getting that in the past, your wings have been stuck, like your wings have been stuck to earth, and you have done so much inner work. They're saying to me that you've grounded, and you've done a lot of embodying, and you've done a lot of integration, and you have just, I feel like a burden, like this, you've left a lot of your baggage behind. I feel like the baggage that was pinning you, I want to say pinning you to earth, you're working through it, or you've worked through it. So this is a present moment where you've actually released some of your wings and actually taken flight, like you are in this present moment. This is like the present card. You are starting to lift your wings and look at that beautiful yellow. And when I look at the yellow and I feel into the yellow, it's like self-empowerment, and it's sovereignty, and it's belief in oneself, and it's so much positive. The energy that I'm picking up, it's like you have learned so much. You are indeed that phoenix that has risen from the ashes. And you're able now to look down, and there's wings, and you're able to look down and observe and actually take all the lessons and the knowledge that you have. You've gone past the pain point, like you've gone past the trigger. It's no longer a trigger for you. You've cut the cords, or you've done the work around it. You've come to a place of acceptance. You've come to a place of neutrality, and your wings are lifting and lifting and lifting. So you're in the process of that, you know. And the little phrase that's at the bottom of the card is, I was not supported to ride so high. So that to me was your past, that you didn't have the stability, it wasn't grounded, you didn't have the support. You know, you've always had it within you, because I know you're a beautiful light being, and you've always had it in you, but you didn't have the support. And maybe some of that support was your doubt in yourself, or your not knowing your worth, or not believing that you deserved it. And that was what was grounding you. You know, when we say your wings are grounded, like they've been clipped, and they weren't allowed to fully open, and there was some sort of restriction, but that you've done so much work around that restriction, and it's now you are lifting up, and you are going to fly, beautiful lady. Like you are going to just soar like the eagle. And look at all that blue, you know, and I feel like it's around expression, and it's around you speaking your truth and flying with grace, like this incredible amount of grace that I'm feeling, like the eagle, the phoenix, like, and the wingspan is so big, like so wide, that there is no stopping you at all. And I'm going to draw another card from Carl Gray's deck, but I know that Kaya is resonating with this. And if you normally join our live events, I love it how the synchronicity always happens. So I'm really interested to see Kaya's card that she's drawn out, and then we'll come back with the other card. Look at that. Wow.
The yellow, the wings, and have a look. These are two faces here, and there are the doves, Antoinette.
Yeah, beautiful white doves.
And I got with the informations of Antoinette, and this card really this image of you have cracked something open. Now, when I go back to the last card from Anca, what is there still? What wants to crack open? And Anca, you will do that. You will do that.
You will.
It is supposed to. You have cracked it open, and you are at this moment of time. You feel how the wings are unfolding, but you don't know yet what to do with them. Maybe you have ideas, but you're not used to use them to fly. You're not used to fly. So, and it is what I can feel. There is like an innocence, an excitement, a bit of it does not feel but frightening about. So what will happen when you really step in this full power, and you have a lot of power? And we have the yellow here in the center as well. Antoinette, did you see that?
Yeah, the yellow.
I see also, well, these are two women. But what I saw first, the man and the woman, really a balance of the inner masculine and feminine. They're in good harmony. You did a lot of work. You did a lot of work, Stephanie.
Done a lot of work.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And you have surrendered a lot to what is happening, what life wants you, what the universe wants you to live. And you're really standing on this moment of freedom, peace as well. I can feel it of peace in your system. And a deep knowing that you're guided and to follow these guidings. Even when the ego is stepping in from time to time, we are human beings, that's normal, and questioning things. There is like, they want me to know why to do. I don't know, but I do it anyway. Something like that. And that is really beautiful. I don't know, but I have such a strong pull, I do it anyway. I don't know yet why. And go on with that. Go on with that. Let yourself become used to this new kind of being, and be patient with yourself. When there is, it is even not fear, anxiousness maybe showing up. And so can I really live like this? Is it possible that money is coming in, just flowing because I do what I like to do? Is it possible? This one here needs to follow what the rest of your system is already experiencing. And as I always say, our ego, our mind wants to protect us. And new experiences are deeply frightening and threatening for the mind, because this is the unknown. Well, we don't go there. They are monsters, maybe. It could be. So at the end, there are the miracles in the unknown, but this doesn't know that it was never there. And to allow yourself to have these thoughts, to have these doubts, and feel that in your system, this is deep knowing in you, and follow them. So I know Antoinette has another beautiful card going hand in hand with that.
Yeah, just with what the card what Kaya is saying. Oh, it'll come out in a minute. What Kaya is saying about I with the two sides, like, the masculine and the feminine, but I also pick up with the higher self and your human self.
Mm-hmm.
So you've gone through the process of merging your higher self, like listening to your higher self, listening to your soul, listening to the soul whispers, listening to the intuition, and trusting that, which is so not you, or the you that you were used to. Mm-hmm. And so now it's this bringing together of the higher self and the human self, and bringing it into fruition from that place of freedom. They're mm-hmm. saying, like, you've never experienced this freedom before that you're experiencing now, and this is massive work that you've done, that has allowed yourself, like the dove, flying from the center, flying from the masculine, the sun, the action, the self-worth, the value. And then your other card is this beautiful card called Stellar Gateway Activation. And it says infinite potential, manifestation vortex. So this is what is coming for you, Stephanie. And she said that she has happy tears, and I know that she's overcome, because it's such a huge achievement. And I just want to say, just be so proud of yourself, Stephanie, because you've done a lot of hard work to get here. And we all, we all do hard work to get to where we are. And it's, give yourself a pat on the back, and like allow yourself now to manifest from this new space, this new space of freedom, because you have just cut the cords to anything that is blocking you. And I feel like there was a really big restriction, like really big, in whatever form it took, but it's no longer holding you back. And you're in this vortex of manifestation, and it's now bringing the mind and the heart into reconciliation of sorts, so that your mind can now understand. So your masculine can now understand that you are coming from your feminine, which is your heart space and your intuition, and you have trust in that intuition now. Like you really have surrendered into that space. And I know that surrender has been one of my biggest lessons, and it hasn't been easy to do. And know that we have to believe in divine timing. But it's amazing that when we get into, he's calling it the stellar gateway activation. So he's very galactic about, like, this deck is got a very galactic feel to it. But look at like, you go through, it's like you're going to go through some sort of portal, and then like there's the pyramids there. And I don't know whether you have the same sort of thing again, the circular, the circular motion, and then the portal, and then you coming out of the portal in your new form, in your transformative form. So I don't know whether you have any connection to Egypt. Like, that to me looks a bit like pyramid type energy. And there's also, you probably can't see, but there's also like hieroglyphic type art symbols. It looks Egyptian to me. It looks like hieroglyphic. So I don't know if that's a connection that you have. Maybe that resonates. But yeah, going through the portal, and then it's almost like the pyramid to me is reaching your potential, and knowing that once you go through that portal, so this is what is happening, this is what's going to happen. You will manifest everything that you desire. You will manifest that intuition. If you now believe in that intuition, you now believe in that guidance, that you have no doubt that everything will manifest the way that it's going to. And it's just infinite. Like, there's a real, the infinity symbol is coming through to me, that there's just infinite possibilities for you, Stephanie. You've done all the work, and now you're getting your rewards. And it's going to be a beautiful new beginning, and we share in those happy tears with you. So yeah, so it's your turn to fly. It's time to release those wings. They're no longer clipped. Step through the portal. You've done all the hard work. You've done all the balancing work. You're flying out, this beautiful white dove flying out from the center, and flying through this portal to your infinite possibilities. So it's beautiful. Look at all that light. Oh, so excited for you, Stephanie.
I have a last card, but this is a quick one. Just want to say that this card is called, the name is Inner Core and Solidity. Solidarity. No, solidity. Solid, like solid.
Oh, solidity. Yeah, like solidity.
It's really solidity. This is really solid.
Really solid. Yeah.
This is not something that will fly away again. And I just have a French card for you. Les fleurs, the flowers. And this is just a little topping like a little topping, like cream or the sherry. So I see you blooming, really blooming. And out of this core, out of this knowing, out of being yourself, without doing anything. Doing is finished. And I laughed a lot, Antoinette, what you said, this harmony between the masculine and the surrendering to the inner feminine, and then acting out what is the masculine energy out of the surrender, what is really the mastery.
The self-mastery, yeah, that's
self-mastery.
Right. The ultimate self-mastery.
Yeah.
To gain that balance and then be able to, sorry, I'm just pouring out some water for myself.
Yeah.
So to be able to live in that balance, Stephanie, and that's a beautiful achievement. I hope that helps. And if you are still awake, I hope that resonated. And thank you so much for staying up so late, and please go to bed and have a good night's sleep, and we send you so much love.
And you can watch this on the replay. We will post the cards as well. And thank you for trusting us.
And thank you, Sandy and Katharina and everyone else for
Dani and Chris for your patience.
And Dani and Chris, we're coming to you. Because of obviously the time differences and being 2 a.m. in the morning where Stephanie is. So, okay. Sandy.
Work and travel. She wants to change the work situation and she wants to travel. Just one information, Anca, I'm always pulled to the German deck to pull cards for you. And maybe have a look when you make a past life research, what if there is German things happening, world wars, or I don't know, have a look. This just, sorry, I just wanted to put this in, it's coming up for me. And now we go to Sandy, really. I can start, Antoinette, because there was a card. Sandy, have a look. Magic, alchemy is coming out. And the first information coming is you have it in your hand. You create your life. Really, just listen to this. You have it in your hand how you create your life. Just what I get when I say this, that there's a big belief system in you still, that you're a victim, that you have nothing in your hands, that you have to follow what is given to you. And this is interesting because you are a magician. And you're not so much in contact with these magic powers of yours. When I talk about that, I've got the feeling you get a glimpse. There's something starting to glow in you. You have this energy here in you. Very powerful. And I think when you were a child, you were much more in contact with that. You were creating miracles, but this was totally natural for you as a child. You didn't see them as miracles. And then happened something, it was education, it was school, it was so, this is not, we don't do that like this. We have to learn algebra, something like that. And you lost contact to this magic power in yourself. And this is what you need now to go in contact, to explore that, to inhabit that again, to create this work situation and the travel situation you want to live in. I give to Antoinette and have a look what's coming through for her and pull a second card for you.
Okay. So I'm just reading. Oh, you're welcome, Stephanie. You're very welcome. Sandy, very true, Kaya. I tend to feel that I am a victim of circumstances in life. Yes. Trying to change those beliefs. I do get feelings and glimpses that things can change. Yeah. So I have two cards for you, Sandy. So the magician. Okay, so Kaya's talking about magic, and very much related to the energy that I'm picking up on as well. Something has been suppressed in you, something that comes very naturally to you, something that you connected with, that you brought in with you, whether or not you brought it in from a past life, or whether you are very connected, and you're still very connected, but you've lost that connection, if that makes sense. I know it's a bit paradoxical, but
I see it like this as well. Yeah, I can feel that.
It's like I'm seeing this plug here, that you're connected to the divine and you still have that really strong knowing, but you're and the light just flew again. It's beautiful what's happening. I'm not doing that, guys. The light's changing. So you're connected, but you're disconnected. So let me try and explain that, what they're saying. So you're very connected to the divine. You're very connected to your higher power, but you're not practicing it because something has cut off that connection somewhere along the line. And it probably is society, and it probably is belief systems, and it may even be ancestral, or it may be culture, or it may be religion, or whatever has affected you. But your ability for magic, and when we talk about magic, we don't necessarily mean spells or tricks. We mean heart-based miracles like light. So yeah, and you said that you do feel the victim consciousness, and that's already a start, because you've actually acknowledged that you feel that. And it could be because you feel like you can't be your authentic self, because the first card that I pulled out for you from my deck was unique. So you're a round being trying to fit in a square hole. And I
love that. Sorry. That image.
So I think the picture says it all. Where you are this very heart-centered, like, look at all the green, and there's also purple. You may not be able to see, but there's purple also in that color. So it's a connection. It's a combination of the green, the heart space, coming in with your intuition. So you were in your feminine, but somehow something has suppressed that feminine. So you're not actually living the magic. You're not living your uniqueness. And through your life and through circumstances and what I mentioned before, religion or culture or belief systems, you have been trying to fit in. But now you've come to the realization that you are not fitting in. And I think your motivation to travel is because I think on a very unconscious level or a conscious level, whichever, the paradox again, that there is some place out there that you are able to fit in. And, you will no longer be trying to be a square when you're a circle. I mean, that's very simple terms, but, yeah, she said makes sense. That's good. I'm glad that I'm making some sort of sense. This is why my deck is so metaphorical and so individual, because everyone has their own interpretation, and I use it in different ways for different people in different situations. But the experience I've had were tough and cut that connection with the divine a little bit. Yeah, I need to find to believe again. Yes. you need to find your authentic self again. And I think also the process of what you need to do in this present moment and, you know, going forward to achieve your new beginning is that you have to accept that authenticity and you know, and know and believe that there is a place where, and it's okay if you don't belong, but I think the key is finding people that are like-minded. And for you, I really think you believe in your heart that means that you have to travel to find this. Like, you're not able to, you know, and this new job that you've been at has taught you a lot of lessons, and, you know, and it's been very confronting and difficult, but it's brought you to this place. So again, it's about looking at the light that comes from the darkness, looking at your unique. But then the second card that has come out, so much green, is the Hermit. So I'm going to hold them both up. So I'm sensing, like, I mean, like I said, I don't know much about tarot, but you know, the Hermit is obviously about going within and looking and finding that light within you rather than outside. So for me, the two cards are very related, because in the future, or your new beginning, is to be your authentic self, to not try so hard to fit in. You're a circle, you're not a square. And, you know, it's now a case of accepting that and sitting on that mountain, like, you know, taking again, there's another staircase coming up. You're at the top of the mountain. So I feel like a breakthrough is very close. That's how I feel. That you know within yourself that this job is not what you want to do. It's not your sole purpose. It's not what feeds your passion. And I'm just looking at the notes that I wrote. Is like, you feel like a misfit and an outcast, and you've tried to fit in, but the beauty is for you to accept your uniqueness and your authenticity, authenticity, so that you can see from your heart space and you can have that spiritual awakening that you're really waiting for by connecting to your heart. If you look at the picture, there's so much green and there's so much light, and that light is within you, and having the acceptance of your uniqueness and your magic. So it's the same type of thing there. Look at that light that is in the center. Like, when you're able to center and able to come from your heart space, it will become a lot clearer. But the Hermit is obviously wanting you to have some time out and time to go introspectively, so that you can reestablish that connection, because it's always there, but it's now bringing it into your reality rather than it being something of the past, or something that you had to give up on, or something that you had to suppress. So introspection, being the Hermit, spending that time by yourself. Yeah. I think Kai's got another card, so I'll
I want to say what I found beautiful, Antoinette, this finding the place where you not fit in, because it's not about fitting in, but where you, between others who are around as well. At the moment you are between the circle persons and you feel wrong. And I got this information that this pull to travel is also to connect with soul parts, lost soul parts, that you have a pull to go to certain places. You don't know yet, you don't know why you want to go there, or you will even not know where to go because you travel for work. And when you're there, you will feel whole again, because you go in contact with lost soul parts. And I have another card. I asked what you need to know, what would help you to go in contact with this inner knowing of you are the magician of your life. You have your life in your hands, and you are not a victim of the circumstances or other persons. And I pulled one card from the German deck, the mystical moments, and it's called Secrets. And it's interesting. The first obvious thing is maybe there is a secret in your family line, something hidden, and what we do when we are a child and we feel there is something hidden, we feel it. It makes a lot of confusion in our system because nobody's talking about these secrets, and nearly every family has secrets. So dead born babies or an uncle who is suicide or whatever, but nobody's talking to protect the child. And the child is feeling there's something going on, but it's terrible. But everybody's saying everything is fine. And this is creating a lot of confusion in our system. And maybe making a research if you found something like that. And the other thing I found interesting, there's a locker. And she has the keys. She can unlock it. It is a bit the same information. You have it in your hands. You have all you need to unlock what needs to be unlocked to become this round, to be allowed to be the round and be with other round people. Yes, around. But she have a look, she's not seeing that she has the keys.
That's right.
She's watching this direction and wondering how to unlock. She's sad a bit as well. She has no conscience for this. She's touching the ring, but not the keys. So, and all you need is in you. And I think this is interesting with your hermit card, Antoinette, that the way to find the key, to unlock the secret or whatever has to be unlocked to come to this, is to go inside. Yeah,
to go within.
And take time with yourself. And I can tell you, I went through this. I have so much ideas at the moment, what I want to create. And I was really stopped in February. And my body told me, and the universe and all, you have to rest, my lady. And the big theme I had for this whole year is from the inside out. All what will create all this new earth can only come from here. So the first step is always to go in. And we had it with Sarah. Anca had this as well.
Yeah.
Stephanie is on this point.
Has already done that, yeah.
Yes. So it is for all of us a big, big, big theme. It's not just you. And the key is in you, and you find it when you go inward like a hermit.
Yeah. The glow, like the light is within, Sandy. And I know from personal experience, like if you have pulls to certain places, if you are able to travel there, you will find a lot of answers, because I have actually had pulls to places, and I have traveled there, and I have had a lot of answers. A lot of pieces to the puzzle were actually given to me over a period of time, not quickly, but as it is, as the universe drip feeds. But I found all the pieces, and I contemplated, and I went into the hermit mode, and I found the answers within me. So she's really resonating with it.
Yes, she said that everything sums up how I have been feeling.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And Katharina said she's got goosebumps when she listens. So as we always say, when we do the individual readings, they can be applicable to everyone that's listening, because everyone is here for a reason, and all the messages can, I'm sure, even though we're giving the readings, I'm sure we can resonate with them. I'm resonating with the messages as well. So, and so is Kaya. So it's all for everybody. And we thank you for your patience for waiting for your reading.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandy, and thank you for your donation.
Thank you. And we hope that really gives you some direction for March.
It's in you.
It's in you.
And March will invite you to go into contact with this. I can tell you everybody will be invited to make the next step. Yes. And it's accelerating and intensifying again.
Yes, beyond belief.
Enjoy
beyond belief. Use the energy to help you. You know, don't resist the energy. Use the energy to help you. So, so we have Katharina next. Yes. Then we have Dani and we have Chris.
Yes. You start for Katharina?
Yes, I will start for Katharina. Okay, so Katharina wants to know, what does my heart need to heal and relax? Okay, so.
And I already have heart pain, Katharina, when I connect with that energy of you.
What does Katharina need to heal her heart and relax? All right, okay, I'm going to show you the first card, Katharina. And then I will draw another one later. So what does my heart need to heal, to relax and relax? And the card I've drawn for you, Katharina, is light. And what I'm getting is, look at the light through the darkness. Find the light within. So the quote is, you first came to me as light in the stillness of the night. So what I'm receiving for you, Katharina, is whatever, and this is the topic that we were talking about, what was happening in February and what is happening right now. So this is your card for what is happening right now, is there is darkness around, there is light around. We can only see the light when we're in the dark. You think about it, if you walk into a dark room, you turn the light on. So without the darkness, we cannot have the light. And it's also, and I'm feeling also like the light and shade in you, like the masculine and the feminine in you, the two sides. Like if you look at one side is dark and one side is light. And in the darkness, and I've never read this card this way, and it's beautiful that even though they're my cards and I know what the channel message was, they're always different for everyone. The way that the messages that are coming in for you, Katharina, is like in the dark, if you look at the picture, it's an outline. Like it's like a shadow. It's the outside. And then, so you go into your shadow, you look at what needs healing. And what's coming up for me is your indecisiveness. You asked what was needed to heal your heart and to relax. And I think it's the pressure you put on yourself, and then you get overwhelmed. So I'm talking on this side at the moment. So like the shadow part of you, the shadow part of you that is really causing you quite a bit of anxiety is your indecision, your indecisiveness. And I feel that your indecisiveness comes from maybe too many options and not knowing which option is the best option. That's what they're telling me. But you have here in that darkness, it reflects the light. So the clarity that I'm getting, that you need to have clarity. You need to go through a process. You're not relaxed because I feel like there's too many potential options coming in. And they're telling me you need to prioritize what is mostly aligned with your light. So I feel like there's something that you're going back to that draws you back into the shadow. But that's okay, because in the shadow, you'll see what needs to be healed. Because it's that silhouette. It's like that that's the silhouette. But then once you work through this part, you will find the light on this side, you know. And again, we're talking about, you know, the masculine, because, you know, if you think of the yin and the yang, you know, the masculine and the feminine, the balance, the duality, the polarity, the forward and backwards, the anxiety that comes with making decisions, the indecisiveness. The indecisiveness is really coming through strong. Like, you know, so they're saying you need to find what aligns with your light. Whatever doesn't align with your light, you need to cut cords with. You need to not give that energy, because it will only feed your darkness. It won't feed your light. And your light needs the nourishment of something that aligns with your soul. So it's very much a duality situation, but then there's all this busyness going around. I hope this good. I hope this
so on
resonates.
point. So on point, she wrote.
Yeah, because it's coming through in somewhat a chaotic way, and I think I'm tuning into that chaos that you feel when it's not coming through as clear, because it's being overshadowed by the amount of options or different scenarios or possibilities, or that bring you back into this side. And I'm so glad it's resonating, because sometimes it's difficult to express what we receive, and then we have to, you know, give it out. But that's what I feel. I feel that, and I'm sure Kaya has got something, you know, and something that's going to align with this. But it's like, cut the cords to the things that don't align with you, so that you can let the light in, or you can let the light out. In two ways. You can let your inner light out, or you can let the inner light in, the outside light in, so that you can balance that. So I'm going to give it over to Kaya and draw another card and see what is coming. But I'm so glad that's making sense.
Yeah, it's beautiful, Antoinette. And what I would like to say to your card, what I see in this silhouette is a couple or a person embracing. That's an embracement. And what I feel is one step on this way to come to cut this cord is embracing your shadows. Mm. And big information I have for what did your heart to heal. Embrace your heart with pain. Embrace the pain. And I pulled a German card for you. Surprise. I pulled the same card as for Anca, dem Himmel so nah, so close to heaven. Mm. And the informations I got for you with this card and with Antoinette was talking about, when she's speaking, I got informations coming in as well. So this is really fruitful. She's dreaming, she's daydreaming, she's doing nothing. And she's playing in a way, she's playing with her braid there, at the top. And she is letting her, she's surrendering in this dream state. And we know each other very well. And this, I know very well this topic of indecisiveness and the fear of not doing the right thing, or when you decide for one thing, you can't do the others, and how crazy you can get in that, and how crazy you can make yourself. And that when you're really honest with yourself, you know, when you have many options, which one is your heart option. And that this honesty is needed as well. And first of all, what I see is relax. Breathe, relax, play. What do you need to step out of your crazy mind? What is driving you crazy and with which you drive yourself crazy? And this is what I found in this card. So close to heaven, dem Himmel so nah. what you need is not far away. You just have to allow that. And when you run in circles around what to do, which option to pick, which one, and maybe it needs also to allow yourself to feel the pain when you take a decision and let go of different options. But I think when you take a decision, there is even no doubt that it is the right one. And I see you need to relax and to give yourself space, really space to just watch birds, watch the clouds, play with your braid. Playing is always, I know you heard that so often in your life, it comes back. Playing is your way to go in contact with yourself, to allow that. We will have I have a look on Antoinette's second card, and I will pull another one for you as well.
Katharina, I'm receiving too, and I know you know this, but I love the monkeys, and the monkeys need to come back. Because you had a safety with the monkeys, that you were able to have an alter ego, and you were able to easier go into your shadow by expressing through the monkeys.
And in the heart as well, Antoinette, the both.
And in the heart, yeah, and not being afraid, like not being afraid of that shadow. And when you know, being afraid that you're making the wrong, being afraid that you're making the wrong decision. There is no wrong decisions. You know, we think that we make the wrong decisions, but every decision is there to teach us something. So, you know, I feel that you're afraid to go into your shadow. And then if you're afraid that you're making the wrong decision, you're not allowing yourself to learn the lesson. And if there are so many options and you feel that overwhelm, then say, you know what, I feel in my heart that I'm going to go with this. And then don't say, oh, but what if the other option was better? What if I do this? What if I had done that? You know, because it means that your intuition is telling you to go with that decision, because that decision, whether or not it turns out favorable or not, it will always be favorable because it will teach you something. And we are very much in that energy now about not being afraid to go into our shadow, because as my card deck says, pain is where we grow. And without feeling that pain, we're missing out on the lesson. You know, pain isn't also an activation, as hard as it is, but it's then, you know, having the self-mastery to go back and look at what the lesson is. So your second card, which is very much in line with the first one, is the moon. So it's all about La Luna.
And is it a woman underwater?
It's a woman underwater. And, you know, it's about the mermaid. I think she's a mermaid, but she's underwater and she is floating in her emotions. Like, I know it looks like it's sinking, but to me, I don't want to take it like that, like she's sinking. To me, it's like she is allowing herself to sit in her emotions. She's allowing herself to sit in her shadow. You need to allow yourself to sit in that shadow so that you can allow the light then to shine through into the darkness. And then we have the white moon, the white wolf, and we have white wolf, black wolf, yin, yang, above, below, as above, so below, as within, so without. And again, it's that duality, you know, and this is such a beautiful card because the message is clear. Sit with your emotions, Katharina. Sit with your pain. Sit with your suffering. Sit with whatever emotions are coming up that you feel like you need to heal, because I know that you know what they are. You know what those emotions are, but don't be afraid to actually fall underwater, for want of a better word, to actually go underwater, because, you know, is it still Pisces season? Yes.
Yes. Yes,
It's
until
Pisces,
the
that
20s, 21s.
Right. So astrology is not my strongest point, but Pisces, you know, is all about the two fish swimming in opposite directions, the light, the shadow, the light above, the water below, allowing yourself to be in that water, be underwater. It's totally fine to sit in that emotion, you know, it's totally fine to sit in that shadow, and then pull out the wisdom, allow the wisdom to be that moon. Pull out the wisdom from that shadow that you've gained from those experiences and from those feelings. And then it will shine such a more light for your new beginning and the way forward for you to go forward. So very much in the whoops again.
But it was interesting because it was a yin and yang on the other side, and the flowers around.
And the flowers around.
Yes.
Yeah, which is on the back of
this is already the outcome.
It was meant to come out like that because it was all about balancing.
Yes.
And where do we balance? We balance through our heart chakra. So, and all the beautiful flowers blooming on the other side. So Katharina,
and it's interesting because she wrote, I still think I did something wrong for having heart pain. I guess I need to allow all my feelings. And Katharina, for me, this thought, you did something wrong because this is already running away from what is. It is already a surviving mechanism. It is going in the head and thinking, oh, I did something wrong, but it is going away from the pain.
You're not allowing to be in it.
No.
Yeah.
It is not sitting there holding your heart and saying, okay, I have heart pain. It is, oh, I did something wrong, and you are here and not any longer here. And just holding your heart and having heart pain and breathing.
And knowing it's okay to be there. And she also wrote that she has a lot of feeling of no time for wrong decisions. I know what you mean by that, because you think, you know, you're getting older, you need to get this right, but like I said before, I don't believe that there are any wrong decisions. No. And we get so caught up in, oh, I made the wrong choice, I should have made a different choice, I should have done this, I should have done that, you know. And then we forget the process of the reason why we've made that decision. Because we get caught up in, I should not have made that decision. I made the wrong decision. But what did it teach you? What part of your shadow is coming forward for you to acknowledge, for you to respect? Mm-hmm. We don't like parts of our shadow, but we need to find respect for the parts of our shadow.
And for
because
me,
that's
interesting.
where we learn.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, finish. Sorry,
Yeah, that's where we learn. So, and then you'll find the light within that shadow. You'll find the light within the darkness. So allow yourself to just, if you're talking about relaxing, Katharina, look at how relaxed that she is. She's going down the water, through the water. She's just got bubbles coming out, but look at how I get this there's no panic there to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stillness.
She allows.
She surrenders. She doesn't resist. There's no resistance. Like, she's not trying to swim back up to the top. Like, she's quite happy to just sink in it. And I get this feeling of just sink in it. Just, sit in that dark night. Sit in that pain that you have in your heart. Ask for help from your team to show you what that is that you have to heal. But you have to allow it, Katharina. You have to allow it.
And what is interesting, this idea of What if I take the wrong decision, or I have no time to make wrong decision? These belief systems hold you, and you can't do the right decision, because whatever decision you take, you judge it, and you have doubts after that, instead of really listening. And I know you enough, you have such a good connection with your body. You can identify in your body which option is the right one at that moment of time, whatever this means. The right one in what way is the next step for you. But when you do the decision and after that you doubt it again, you confuse yourself all the time, and you can't come to a point of trusting yourself. Yeah. It is not possible, because you take a decision and then the first thing is, was it the right one? Wouldn't it have been better to do? So this is driving you crazy. You are driving yourself crazy.
You are, and that's where the overwhelm comes in.
This is where the overwhelm comes in. And then even when you have taken a decision, you doubt it. So you doubt yourself all the time, and you can't. And it's the same time. It's the same thing, like you have heart pain and you're thinking, what did I wrong? So you go away from what is really there. You take a decision, you go in action, and you think this was a wrong decision. You're not there with what you're doing, and you will probably have a bad experience, because you're not in the experience and you don't take fully what is given to you. Even when it's painful, you will grow when you're there, but you can't have an experience, and it will feel empty all the time, and it will feel like it was a wrong decision because I feel still empty, because you're not there in the experience. I don't know if this makes sense. And I have a card I already have pulled for you in another reading. And I found it so interesting with the woman going underwater, because then she's coming.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
It's hard water, is it?
It's water and creativity.
Wow.
And for me, it's like way, you need this surrendering underwater, in the feeling, in the water, to come out. It's a bit like the phoenix out of the ashes, but here is the wise woman, the magician, who is letting come and giving out of her emotions, out of the fullness. What is fullness as well? But when you doubt all the time what you're doing, you stay empty, and it is never enough. And it is always the feeling of you need something more money, more experience, more abundance, more creativity, more what is it?
Abundance.
Rückmeldung. When you need verification from the outside.
Validation.
Validation. Thank you, Antoinette. It's validation. Because you don't validate yourself.
Yeah.
You never say to you, where I am here in this moment of time with my heart pain, everything is perfect. I'm close to heaven. I don't need something else.
Yeah.
And it's a survival mechanism, and it's ahead. And the only way is to go in the present moment and feel what's going on here.
Going down in that water, because I think it's very, very appropriate that it's the sequence of the cards, Katharina, yes. In that go under the water, allow yourself to fall, because it's not really falling. Allow yourself to fall deep into the water, allow yourself to fall deep into the emotions, and then poof, you will rise to the surface. And what's coming through for me is like a real crone energy with that like the wise crone, like the fully matured, balanced, calm, relaxed woman, that
powerful woman,
powerful,
yes.
Like in peace. Yes. Look at all the beautiful white doves, in peace, and embracing all of herself.
Yes.
In her absolute and immaculate beauty. Yes. So
thank you, Antoinette. This was amazing.
Thank you, guides. So I hope that helps, Katharina. She said it's giving her such relief. So that's beautiful. And thank you again for joining us.
Yes, and for your donation as well, and your trust.
Much love, Katharina.
Yes.
And we have
Enjoy being
as
in the
well.
present moment with
That's right, being the present.
Take this decision for this present moment.
Don't think too far ahead, Katharina.
No.
Baby steps. Baby steps. We have Sita on as well.
Oh.
Watching. So hi, Sita.
Hi, Sita.
And much love to you, Katharina. Thank you. Okay.
And the next is Dani. I will make a little small toilet break. Maybe you go on already.
I don't
allow
know
myself.
If still on.
I allow myself to follow my body.
Yeah, go for it. I will start with Dani. I hope Dani's, I don't know if she's still on or not, if it's getting too late, but this is your reading, Dani. So we shall. And Dani's asked for general, so I will. Ooh. Oh, you're. Hey, Dani. Thank you for your patience. So I have one card from my deck, and thank you for staying on. And I hope you've been listening to some of the messages, because they're, as always, they are not just for individual, they always resonate with other people, and we gather together in this group. It sounds like I'm doing a wedding, for a reason. So the messages are for all of us, and I'm just getting the second card for you, Dani. So this is also going to be a bit of a paradox, because I was guided to draw out two cards for everyone. Ooh. Cards are falling everywhere. And the first card I'm getting from my deck, I'm drawing from my deck, and the second card is from Carl Gray's new deck, Gateway of Light Activation. So the first card is about the present situation and what you need to look at in the present. So, and it's very, very paradoxical, because your first card, Dani, is future. So it's very paradoxical in the way that the first card is about your present, but the card that's come out is future. So to explain, so this is one of my cards, and it says moving forward without cessation. There is movement, girl. I'm feeling that there is strong movement, and you have seeded, you have planted so many seeds in the past. So I feel like this is your present card, and what you need to focus on in this moment. And the theme is new beginnings, and I feel like you've jumped the gun and you're already started your new beginning. And I know that you've seeded so many things in the past, and now I feel like you're blooming. Look at that. Look at those beautiful flowers. And it's, it's like there's grey clouds that have been around you before. And I know that you had a beautiful healing, and you're feeling more yourself. And it's like the clouds, the darkness, again, there's a bit of dark and shade, dark and light, like the yin and yang, what we were talking about, and, the yin and yang on the back of the card. But the darkness is way away from you. Like I feel like you've made a huge breakthrough, and the seeds that you have been nurturing, you've nurtured yourself, you've planted the seed, you've watered it, you've allowed it to you've given it light, like you've allowed the light to come within you. You've allowed yourself to nourish yourself, and you've self-cared, and you've really evaluated what you want and where you want to be. And you're at this point where you're blooming, and your present is actually your future. So I know that is a bit paradoxical again, but you have bloomed already towards your future. I feel like you've already made that leap, that you've transformed from that seed in the ground, you've grown your roots, you've stabilized, you've found your foundation. And I know this relates because I do know you personally and I know what's been going on. But those seeds that you sowed, they are blooming and it's showing. It's showing. And look at the green and the pink, and your heart is really activated, and the flowers are blooming and receiving the light from above. But you've got such a strong grounding now, like you've done the work on yourself. You've worked out your worth, you've worked out what you want, and you've gone for it, and you're actually building your future. You're starting to build your future. And the future is here. It's a present thing, like it's right here. You have already started to make your new beginning. You've already started to bloom to the sky. You've already started to open up. You've already started to activate from your heart, and then the next, and I feel like I need to go to the next card before I go to Kaya. So we'll just go with the guidance. So your next card, look at all of that beautiful light. And so the next card is Venusian. I'm not up on the galactic stuff, but we'll go with the whatever is coming through. So it's relating to Venus, which is the planet of love. Venus, the planet of divine feminine, the planet of nourishment, of self-care, of stepping into your intuition, of stepping into your emotion, and that. Very much related to this card.
Beauty
galactic,
as well. This
beauty.
Of beauty.
Finding the beauty.
And relationships.
The beauty in relationships. And I feel like the relationship is so blooming, and you are able to be your authentic self, and you're starting to tap in to that divine feminine in your sensuality, in the way that you project yourself, the inner beauty, the inner light. Like, it's almost like, you probably can't see it very well, but look at how there's this female, like this divine feminine coming forward. Like, there ain't no stopping you now. Like, that's the type of energy that I get. And then there's the central female there in the middle. There in the middle. Look at her shining her light. And then I feel like there's the other, like when you were suppressing your feminine, is now behind you. Because if you look at the picture, she is forward. There's movement, there's momentum, there's purpose, there is stability, there is an incredible amount of light. And it says star being guides. We all know you're a star seed, and you have a special purpose in this with children and bringing all this energy in. Answer the call, time to shine. So don't dim your light anymore, because that's what I feel you were doing, so that you didn't have to be conspicuous, so that you could blend in. And I think you did that because you were afraid of conflict or confrontation, especially in the workplace. I feel that you've dimmed your light. So taking this will be your new beginning, where you step forward, because I feel like the two women in the picture behind are like what you were and how you used to dim your light, so that you would not be, for want of a better word, a target, or not have conflict or confrontation, which I know you don't like. So you've had this struggle of wanting to show who you really are and step into that divine feminine, but not wanting to be confronted or some sort of conflict happening. But your new beginning, like your future, that this future that you are already starting to build for yourself, will be where you do not hold yourself back. And you look at all those beautiful light, that gold and energy of sovereignty and self-worth and personal power, combined with all that orangey, pinky, coral type color, which is your sacral, which is all about your divine feminine and your sacredness and your sexuality and your sensuality and being a woman and embracing that, and showing that side of yourself to the world. And in relationships as well, where you haven't quite been comfortable with that, but the energy that you are with now allows you to do that. So I'm going to pass over to Kaya. I hope that helps, and we'll see what the next card is for you, Dani.
What I see in the second card, Antoinette, is a lot of support as well in the light beings behind the first one. That there's really a huge support from galactic beings. I'm not so in the galactic beings, but angels and the universe and whatever are your guides. There's
light beings. So your light team.
Yeah.
I
have a card with total other energy, and let's have a look. Yeah, it's 3 voices. It's a tarot card from the Muse Tarot. And I'm not so close to you, though, so Antoinette knows you much better. But I see in this card a lot of tears you have cried, a lot of pain you have gone through, and this light coming in, and a feeling of being ripped naked, like you have shedded so much that there's a big vulnerability at the moment as well, a feeling of feeling vulnerable at the moment, and open, and the insecurity with that as well. So that as a lot of old patterns and belief systems and behaviors are fallen away, like a little bird coming out of the egg and exploring a new world in an innocence, but also really in the feeling of being naked, really this feeling of being naked and maybe exposed as well. So this is maybe what Antoinette talked about when you are afraid to show up in your full power, that there's that fear of being exposed as well, or expose yourself or bring yourself in dangerous situations. This is what I got with this card. And then information that's coming really clear. I don't know where you're on your path at the moment, but there's a door you don't see at the moment, but a door to really a new, I don't know if it's a new job or a new kind of being or a relationship, but there's a door behind you, and you have to turn to that door. You have to allow yourself to see it, to really, and there's a miracle behind, see the light behind this door. And this door has popped up because of all the work you've done. What is here, these crying eyes and the shadow in the back. And this is what I feel with this card. I will pull another one. I hope this makes sense. And this door is really, it will last there. So don't feel stressed. You have to see it directly. I will pull an elementary card for you as well. Let's have a look what is behind this door for you. And I think this relates to what Antoinette said about this new you stepping in, flowers, and interesting.
Yeah,
this card,
flowers.
This card is called Plants and Growth.
Ah, there you go.
And it's beautiful how I think it's an elk.
A moose?
It's a moose, but it's here trees are growing, and there are these trees and these branches growing out, and he's getting out miracles as well. Do you see the stars? So you really are on a point of immense growth and blooming and flowering and growth in, I relate to the second card of you, Antoinette, really to shine your light, to step more and more into this, and allow yourself little steps to get used to that, to become comfortable. You don't have to jump in something what is not yet feeling well for you. You go this way anyway. So allow yourself to shine your light more and more and more each day, every situation, to speak your truth more and more in every situation, and to make this experience that it is not dangerous. That even when you feel naked and you feel vulnerable, that you can grow with yourself in your own pace. There is no pressure. There is no, maybe you think you have to embody this light direct now.
Straight away, yeah.
And it is not like that. The light is there anyway. You are that light. But you can decide how much you want to show of that, and how much you want to allow yourself to make new experiences with that. Maybe this is all a bit this fear, what will happen when you show it once and totally. And you don't have to go over your fear, take your fear by the hand and make the next step and the next step and the next step. You have the time. Yeah,
there's a lot of time.
Yes.
And yeah, when I look at the first card that you drew, Kaya, it's like the opportunities are knocking at the door. Like I feel like, opportunity is knocking at the door, and the opportunities are being like, you've seeded these opportunities, like you've planned these opportunities to grow. You've nurtured them, you've put in the effort. They're being shown to you as the light coming in, but you feel like these opportunities are showing every single part of you, and you're feeling very naked.
Vulnerable and naked.
Very vulnerable. And I think this relates to both your relationships and your work situation, in that the opportunities are coming, knocking at the door for your work. The opportunities are coming, knocking at the door for your personal relationships. And it's like, you're not, I don't feel like you're overwhelmed, but you feel really exposed, because it's touching you so deeply. These things are touching you so deeply that it's something that you have suppressed for a while, because you were just in masculine mode, you were just in and now you're starting to connect to your inner child, and you're starting to really live, and you think, and it's even surprising yourself, like it's just even like, oh wow, I didn't know if I had that in me. Is that really in me? Oh, that's making me feel really raw and really vulnerable. And then it's like the light's coming. Okay, do I open the door to it? Do I open the door to it? Because when you open the door, more light will come in, and will expose you further. But it's also the way for you to bloom. Like it's also the way for you to be able to grow, and then have this massive amount of light coming in that you are not afraid of, that you are embracing. This is like your future. This is your new beginning, where you embrace your light, and you are not afraid. You are not afraid to stand out from the rest. You know your worth. You know your conviction. Like, the card for March is conviction. You know your passion. In similar colors, like the fire within you that lights you up, that I know that you have. And not being afraid to hold that back for fear of being in the limelight or being a target for conflict. So she's saying that it definitely resonates. So I'm happy that it does. But yeah, beautiful things coming, Dani.
Yeah, I got really this image of a newborn duckling stepping out of the egg, well protected because the protection is there, and exploring the world new without, excuse me, the old shit. Sorry.
The old shit.
Yes,
We all got that old
really
shit.
pure. This is nakedness. What feels as you, for sure, you experienced other things, and you have memories of the other things, and to step in this new innocence again. You know, it's like a rebirth, like a new beginning. Really, like we have this with the other experiences is for sure another thing, like without them, like really a newborn. And so to explore this innocence, this curiosity to create this other world for you and your surrounding, and first of all for you, this perfect world, perfect in the sense, not that it is perfect in a sense that it's a heart-led world. It is really new for you. So give yourself time to make your steps, your baby steps, like a baby duckling into that world, and to taste grass for the first time, and to taste, to touch somebody out of this new being for the first time, to being touched, to allow yourself to say how you want to be touched or not, how you want to explore a relationship, how to want to be with another person in your work life, in your personal life. Feel your boundaries, feel your stops, feel your invitations, and express that in this allowance that is new, and you will see you having like this little revelations that you make a new experience. Your whole system is vibrating. I don't know, you work with children. I can see that in children when they make something new, they when they learn walking, or when they grimping,
they're so excited.
And the whole system is vibrating. And I see you having this moment that you like childlike wonder is a word. You're there, you're making a new experience, something you never have thought of, and your whole system so wow. Wow,
Just
this
in
feels
awe. Like you're just in awe.
good. This feels so good.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is here for me. I can have this. A childlike wonder is the word.
Yeah, like an innocence and they're having that wonder of wow, I never thought that I could feel this. I never thought that I
have that
experience this, and now I have it, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's really new to me. But hey, you know what? I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to live it, and
take it fully in.
Yeah, and know that you can, and it is there for you. And it's almost like the same, you know, when Kaya talks about the duckling, you know, the egg cracking and the duckling coming out. It's like you want to explore. It's like this little duckling running around everywhere, wanting to know, oh, what does this do? Or what does my foot do? Or what does this do? Or what does this do? And it's like you're like this little girl in a toy shop pressing this button. Oh, what does this do? Oh, how can I play with this one? Oh, I never thought I could play with that like that. Or, you know, and just having being in that childlike wonder. That, and I know that she's resonating with this, because it's just like having this freedom to just experience. And the, you know, the duckling coming out of the egg is similar to the seed sprouting, growing a stem, growing roots, you know, growing. Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's just
growing leaves.
You know, and so much, like there's so much bright light in this card. It's just so much of an activation of Venus and your feminine, and stepping into that beauty that you have and not being afraid to shine your light.
And
don't be afraid.
What I got as well, allow that you don't know. Allow that things are totally new for you, even when you did them 100 times, but not from this place where you are now. So allow not knowing how things are functioning.
Allow spontaneity.
Yes,
allow us to be spontaneous. Yeah.
Yes, and allow really that you don't know that you will do it. It's not a good example. You will take a glass and drink, and you don't know how to drink, just for a short moment. It is not that because you will know how to drink. This is basic, but I think you will have situations that then you can remember that makes sense, that you are there like blank. And allow that you don't know, and don't try remember how you did that. Try it new then.
Yeah, it's very important, I feel, Dani, that you don't try and relate it back to other things, but accept that it's a new experience.
Yes.
Yeah, and accept that it's don't do like a comparison, because there is no comparison.
No.
It's totally different. So she says it's that we're spot on, and it's definitely resonating a lot.
Thank you, Dani.
Thank you, Dani.
For trusting us, and enjoy, huh?
Enjoy
exploring the world new. Okay, then we have Chris, and this is the last reading for today.
It is the last reading for today.
There's no special question, no?
I think it was just general.
Okay.
Do you want to start, Kaya?
Yeah, can do that. Chris will get a French card. So Chris, thank you for being here. I don't know anything about you. La coupe. The pokal, I don't know. Interesting.
So I don't know if Chris is still on. So Chris is a male. So we're reading for a male.
Okay. This is interesting, this card. The first information that there's something about abundance. A lot of abundance is gold, and this cup is full and is nourished constantly. This is not the last drop. They're already dropping new things and new informations, new experiences. And it's interesting because when you see the background, there's nearly nothing. There's just this cup. And there's something a bit, what I feel like a resonance with a reading for Dani. I see there are a lot of new experiences as well for you. And this might feel like being in a vacuum, in a new place, on a new place where you never have been, but can bring up a lot of insecurity because you can't relate to how it was. And the opportunity, the invitation to explore new. I get an image like not a blind, but a blindfolded person in a dark room. And because of you can't see at the moment, you just can explore what is there in this new space with the rest of your senses. There is for sure an insecurity because you're used to see. Used to explore what is in your life with your eyes. And now you have to smile. Now you have to make baby steps because you don't know if you fall when you do big steps. You can't go fast in this space where you don't see, you don't know. And there's a beauty in this becoming slower and using all your senses to make new experiences, to explore the new space. I hope this is resonating with from a totally other place than you explored before. There's a lot of beauty in that because it is really a resemblance. And I don't know if you're a couple or how you related, Chris and Dani. I can imagine that it is different for you than for Dani. And what is very equal is this possibility that is given to both of you and to you to explore something you knew already, but totally new, from another place, from another kind of being and another kind of approach. I give to Antoinette and I will pull another card for you. I hope this is resonating.
Yeah. I know they're both laughing right now. I don't know if Chris is watching or not, but I know Dani would be laughing right now. Yes, you are spot on, Kaya. So very much related to each other. Yeah, so Chris, your card that first came out was Rebellion. So when we're talking about new experiences and relating back to Dani's cards, yes, you are experiencing new experiences, but very much so differently to what Dani is experiencing. But together you will bring the experiences together. But I feel like, so this card is your present. So this is what's happening in this present moment. And I feel like, you know, I want to use this dartboard as if this is your essence, like your body, but also your soul. And you've had a lot of battering. Like here in the picture, you can see that you know there's a lot of shadow, there's a lot of hurt, there's some pain there and some trauma. But like Dani, the arrow, and I can't help but saying, I can't help not to say this, but Cupid's arrow, even though it's not a picture of Cupid, it's the arrow coming in straight into your core, like straight into your essence, like your inner core, this arrow. And I feel like this arrow is representative of Dani coming in as an arrow to your heart and opening up, and it's like in the center of your core. Like the experiences that you will experience are from your core now. They're not the outer layers of who you thought you were or who you expressed to the world that you were. Now it's a lot of this inner heart space, like the inner, like the pink and the green are representative of the lower heart, the heart chakra, and then the higher heart. And it's like it's like this arrow has just hit you in the core of your existence. And I feel like the arrow is like how can I explain, is this vibration, it's this energy, it's this vibration that is gonna totally change everything, change your world, change the way you experience things. Again, a lot of new ways of experiencing a lot of things. And it's almost like the vibration is causing a shudder, like a shudder, like these sound waves. I'm seeing this dartboard or this archery or whatever you want to call it as ripples, like all these ripples. And this new situation is causing all these ripples to this vibration is like a sound wave. And very metaphorical, is like she is causing so many changes within you, feelings that you haven't felt before, that lie in the center of your heart, and perhaps were not reached before now because of all this shielding that was around. But at the same time, this arrow is reflecting all of this ripple out into your heart space, like your heart is exploding. You're feeling things that you've never felt before. But you're running with it. Like, there is a little bit of resistance, I feel, and when we rebel, there's always going to be, you know, if we rebel against something or someone, I guess we always expect that there's going to be some sort of resistance, and maybe that's the insecurity that Kaya was picking up in the card that she drew. But I feel like it's like shockwaves. That's what the word that's saying to me. This shockwaves, something, and you have this determination, and you want to build a foundation, and you're finding your safety, your security, but you're going to find it by this expansion. Like, this rebellion is going to open up so many, it's got a huge expansion energy. I feel like it, you know, if you allow this to happen, if you allow and you step into it and allow it to happen, you're going to expand in ways that you could not even think possible. Like, it's almost like a sound wave just expanding, and the pink and the green indicative of your heart, you know, and this arrow being shot right into your inner core, that is just going to expand and expand and expand. I'm going to show you the second card. So this is like your future. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. And again, I'm not a tarot reader, but I feel like you are leaving a lot of the baggage behind you. Like, it's, you know, all these, but then I also see them as shields, sorry, not swords. I see them as shields that you have put up in the past, and very much so because of the trauma that you have experienced and the pain that you've suffered. It's like you're dropping all your shields. There is no more barriers. There is no more hiding. You know, look at all the different number of shields that you've dropped. Like, you are just letting them go, and you've just got one strong one on your back, and that is you establishing your safety. That is you establishing your security. And the horse, like, you are leading. You're the leader. You know, if you see, like, you're in front of the horse, you are leading the horse. And at the same time, all of these shields are dropping. You are dropping your barriers. You are allowing yourself to be vulnerable. You are sowing the seeds for your future. So I'm going to give over to Kaya and see what she has. Hopefully this is resonating for you. I don't know if Dani is still on or if Chris is on, but hopefully this will resonate for you.
I have an elemental card for you, Chris. This is Snow and Silence. And there's a little rabbit there. And what I get, that I don't know about your life, but that Antoinette mentioned, sometimes trauma is so that you have experienced not so nice things in your life, and a lot of stress as well. And what I see, what can open up for you, and I think the relationship might be a big part of inviting you in spaces in yourself that you can come to a deep peace in yourself. Something you don't know for this moment of time, and a relaxation as well, a feeling of security in yourself and in the world. And that this is one thing you're really longing for. And you don't know on this level. And that it is like, you know, exploring the world new, like blindfolded, and allowing yourself to not know as well. This is really very similar to what I got as an information for Dani. To allow yourself to make new experiences, and having the feeling of getting blank in situations with her, or triggered through the relationship, also in other situations, sitting there and not knowing how to drink, and allowing yourself this not knowing and exploring new will lead you to places in yourself. And this, I see this lying in you like a really safe place in you that you have no access for this moment of time. And this is something you have to explore for yourself. It will nourish you deeply and bring you really another state of being. Because when you go there, when you find the access to this safe place in yourself, and I've got the feeling until now you have searched for the safe place on the outside and in relationships as well, and never found that. And it was more like re-traumatizing again and again the same experience. This is not here for you on earth. And the connection with Dani and what will be brought up in you can lead you, and this is a decision you have to make to find it in yourself. And this is a very powerful decision to have a look that the safety you search is not outside you. And as long as you search it outside, but if you want Dani to be your safe place, you will create an equal experience. She can't be your safe place. Nobody outside you can be a safe place. She can hold space when you go through stuff, and this can feel safe. But the safety you're searching for, and the stillness and the peace is in you, and it was ever, will ever be. And I've got the feeling the experience you make with her can help you and lead you to this place in yourself, and open up also this knowing that all what you have searched until now on the outside is lying in you. I hope this makes sense. And you have it. I become really quiet with this card, connecting with this card and this energy in you. There's something so, like the snow, so peaceful in you. And you know, one step further, when you find that place and when you relax in that, you can give that to others. Not that they relate to your peaceful place, but it is like you show them just by being in your safe space, in your silence, in your snow world, when no noises of this busy consumer world is taking place. Just by being there, you show them how to connect with their inner safe spaces. Well, I give to Antoinette. I know she has another card for you.
You have another card, because I wanted to get, this is the last card, Chris. I just wanted to get some more information. I just felt like there was needing some more information, and it's very much connected to the last thing that Kaya said. If you look at this card, there is a gentleness you know, a delicateness, a sweetness, a stillness, a calmness that is within you. And it says star gathering, and it says the stars aligned, remembering home, and soul family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it relates to finding that home within you, remembering home, remembering who you are, remembering your home, finding that stability, letting all the barriers drop, letting all the shields drop, coming back to your central core of, you know, finding who you are. And then very much the circle thing happening, that card, and then that card with the shields. And it's, you know, you can look at that one also as a shield. And then having that circle again, and you won't be able to see it, but it's full of code. It's full of galactic code. And we've often said, you know, Dani is a starseed and come to this earth with a special purpose. And I don't know if you guys love stargazing, but I'm feeling that you need to do it because the light of the stars, I feel, will light up your heart. And I know I had an experience about a month ago where I actually lied and looked at the stars, and I can't imagine any other feeling like it. And it really, I don't feel really connected galactically, but when I allowed myself to lie down and just gaze into the stars, and I saw so many shooting stars, and it was just such a beautiful, peaceful, it made me realize the vastness of the cosmos and how we are all connected, and this gateway, like it's like a gateway, but remembering where your home is will connect you to your soul family. When you remember your home, you will be able to connect to other people's homes. It's a metaphor, but it's the same thing that Kaya was saying about when you remember your own stability, when you find your own stability, when you find your own home, where you find who you are at the core of the center in your core, then, and you've already started connecting with your soul family, that portal will open up wider and wider and wider.
So I've got the feeling this has something to do with your purpose as well.
Yeah.
Why you are here, finding this peace in yourself, and this will lead you to the next step in soul family, as Antoinette said.
Yeah, and having that awesome. So Dani, so Chris has said, thank you both so much. You're spot on with everything. Stargazing definitely resonates. Beautiful. Then do it. Do it, because it's just so beautiful. And there is, I knew there was another card that needed to come out. Have that stillness and that childlike wonder that we were talking about before with Dani, and like looking at the vastness of the cosmos and knowing that we are all part of it. And you know, when you see all those stars, it just gives me this amazing feeling. And I know, and I love it that it resonates with you. And
yeah,
there's so much joy there.
There's abundance in this vastness, in this emptiness, in this not knowing. You know, there's a treasure lying in that.
Beautiful cup.
And staying that as well. To, you know, we are so used to distract ourselves. I know that by myself. When there's this feeling of vastness, of emptiness coming up, it is not easy to stand that.
No.
To be in just with ourselves, nothing else, and the stars.
It can be very confronting.
Yes,
it can be.
Yes, it is easier to run away. And it is really, I become so calm connecting with your energy. And I don't know with what I connect in you. I don't know you. But there is such a beauty in this quietness in you. And such a power and a gift. And I think something you can give to others. I don't know how this will look like. If you sit in meditation circles or if you just be. And however, wherever you are, you give stillness to others. You infect them.
Yeah, it's like
with love and peace.
Yeah, love and peace. And there is delicate energy, definitely a very sensitive, delicate energy of connection, I want to say. You're very connected. You may not know it yet, but you're very connected. And you have someone by your side to hold your hand, and it's a beautiful experience that you can take the steps together. And I love it that, you know, the universe has conspired for this to happen, and it's beautiful that you're able to resonate and do some of that stargazing, because it's just, I think it would take you into a different world of wonder, and you know, to know the vastness of your potential. So I think, you know, the vastness of your potential and the potential of the work that you can both do together as well. So thank you, Chris, for allowing us to give you a reading.
Thank you for trusting us.
And yeah, we hope that helps for your way forward. So this is where you're going, dropping all the baggage and going towards the light.
Yes.
Whew.
Okay.
This was a big one tonight.
Yes.
Just having a look to see if there's any other comments.
No, I just checked. I don't think so.
I'm just writing down your cards, Chris.
We will post the cards in the comments and set up the video. The replay is on my page, on yours as well. You shared it. And
yes,
we set it up on YouTube as well. We will see.
We will see what the universe allows. So so yes, we will. So for me, the pictures will go up tomorrow because it's late here.
Yes, you will go to bed.
I will go to bed, and the pictures will go up tomorrow. But a huge thank you for all of you that trust us and have given us the privilege and honor to read for you.
For your donations as well. This is a beautiful exchange as well.
Yep.
We appreciate it a lot.
We do, because it's that, you know, value that we have found within ourselves, and we appreciate that you appreciate us and trust us to give you guidance. Of course, if you want more information about us, you can go to our Facebook pages, go to my website. The update with the cards is I'm hoping that they will be shipped in the next few weeks, 3 weeks or so. So they are yes. They will be shipped. I'm going to put it out positively. They will be shipped. I know that a lot of you have been eagerly awaiting them, and believe me, I have been eagerly awaiting them myself. As everything is a process. So, but of course, if you would like to pre-order or know more about my cards, please go to my website. Yeah, and again, you know, we offer healing services. Both of us offer healing services.
Card readings now as well. Personal card readings.
Yes, we have. With much resistance, I have now put it up as a service, since it obviously is something that I can do and offer. So, you know, oracle card readings, of course, we can do that. What else? What other announcements are there, Kaya?
We haven't given it out officially, but we do sessions together as well.
Yeah, that's another thing that we
don't have set up yet.
We don't have that up yet, but we have tried it, and it was quite interesting. So
good, yeah.
if you're interested in that, you can contact either one of us and let us know how that sits, if you want us to be dynamic duo together and
yes.
have a session together. But yeah, March will be new beginnings, and and it's tying up loose ends, going through and actually really looking through what doesn't align, and having the courage and the strength to cut that cord or cut that connection, and let go of it, release it, so that you're able to then have the new opportunities come in. And as far as I can tell, it's already happened for me. So if we just allow ourselves to step into the new will come. If we hold on to the old, then the new cannot come in. So we wish you beautiful new beginnings, or if you are tying up loose ends, or if you are still digging deep, then we wish you love, and we wish you strength and courage to go into that shadow and not be afraid of what you will find, because in the shadow you will only find light.
And I feel March will bring a lot of invitations to have what needs to be solved, to be seen, to be loved, to be embraced. And I like this card, Antoinette, of the light and shadow, because I really feel this silhouette you have there. It looks like an embracement, somebody embracing themselves, or two people hugging, to really all our shadows are parts of us,
and to embrace them.
Yes, and the less we don't want them, the bigger they grow.
The more we resist,
the
more it will be mirrored back to us for us to deal with.
And it is not about getting rid of them, it is about integrating them.
Absolutely.
So, and then they will lose this negative power, but they are parts of us. And for sure, it is not, when I think I embrace it to get rid of it, it will not function.
No, you have to get the wisdom from it. You have to learn the wisdom from it, and the knowledge and what it's taught you, and how that has transformed you.
Yes.
Rather than saying, oh, I just want to shut it out. I don't want to, acknowledge it, hold it with love, hold it without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it. Boy, have I done a lot of that in the last month.
I'm still in the process.
So, don't be afraid of your shadow. And this is the energy behind the work that I've done in the last couple of years, and the work that I continue doing with clients, in that embracing those parts of us that we may not be so proud of, and finding why we feel that way, or how we can, what is the root cause of that. And normally it's trauma of some sort or another, whether it belongs to us or whether it doesn't. It's either been passed on to us, or our nervous system has adjusted to this trauma, and then it shows up in our behavior. So it's not something to be ashamed of, or that something should be denied, because as long as we keep denying it, we will not be able to integrate it and gather the wisdom that we need to gather to learn and be that phoenix that rises from the ashes and looks down as an observer to the knowledge and the wisdom that we have acquired through that pain or suffering. So,
and acknowledge as well what I found again amazing, that when it's trauma from this lifetime, and most of the trauma we get when we were children, how amazing the coping mechanisms were, how amazing we created our surviving mechanisms, how creative and amazing is the word, really, to to honor this little child that has created a big wall around the heart to survive. And for sure, now it's up to us to melt this wall. But first of all, honor the child, honor our own wisdom, that we did that to not die out of pain, because we can't bear it anymore.
That's right. We did it out of necessity.
Yes. And this is amazing.
We had that awareness. It is absolutely amazing that we had that awareness. And to honor that within ourselves, that we had that awareness.
Yes.
That is the, you know, embrace that little girl or embrace that little boy that had
saved his own life, her life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we'll wrap up.
Yes, let's do it. Thank you very much.
Enjoy
March with all what will show up. Another wild month.
And step into the new. That's my last word. Step into the new.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Love and light.
Whatever.
Peace, everyone.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So much.
Bye.
Love to you all. Bye.